Welcome to the Oakleaf Sports Report. I'm your host, Sean Dougherty, and as always, it is my pleasure to bring to you everything you need to know in the world of Bear Cub athletics. The spring sports semester is in full swing, and so far it has been a great semester for all of the Bear Cub sports teams. With the exception of one team, every Bear Cub spring sports team has a winning record. Both basketball teams, both the baseball team and softball teams, and the golf team all have had early season success so far. And we will get into every single one of these teams one by one, starting with both basketball teams. The men's basketball team is currently in first place in the Big 8 Conference, and it has been on a roll as of late. The Bear Cubs won the Kris Kringle tournament back in December, and since then, the team has won 12 out of its last 13 games and are currently on a 4-game winning streak. Leading the way for the Bear Cubs this season has been number 11, Bobby Sharp, who is averaging 16.7 points per game. And in the 24 games he has played, has totaled 400 points for the Bear Cubs. He's also shooting 87% from the free-throw line. Two other players I want to make mention of are Max Fuji and Xavier McCall. Max Fuji is a three-point sharpshooter who is averaging 11.6 points per game, which is good for second on the team. And Xavier McCall is right behind him at 11.4 points per game. Last week, the Bear Cubs were on the road in Rockland to take on Sierra, and they won that game by the score of 64-58. Then on Friday, the team traveled to Pleasant Hill to take on Diablo Valley College and won that game 70-65. This week, the Bear Cubs host American River College on Tuesday night, and then will travel to Modesto to take on Modesto on Valentine's Day. The Bear Cubs are currently 21-5 and are 9-1 in conference play. The women's basketball team is having exactly the same success as the men's team. The Bear Cubs are currently 21-5 and 9-1 in conference play, just like the boys. Leading the way for the Bear Cubs is Whitney Edens, who is averaging 10.3 points per game, and Ariana Hansen is averaging 9 points per game. The Bear Cubs are riding a 12-game winning streak going into Friday night's game against Diablo Valley College in Pleasant Hill. The Bear Cubs lost that game 53-48, but are still on top of the Big 8 Conference. The Bear Cubs will host American River on Tuesday night and then will travel with the men's team to Modesto to face off against Modesto at 5:30. Both of these teams have just 4 games left, and both are headed to the playoffs, which start February 27th. And of course, times and places and opponents are still yet to be determined. The boys of spring are back on the diamond and playing some great ball so far. The boys opened up the season against Chabot and beating them. Both times they played them with back-to-back 6-4 victories. The Bear Cubs then shut out Kenyatta 7-0. The only loss so far of this season came against Ohlone in a 6-4 loss on Thursday. And then the following day, the Bear Cubs got back on track as they shut out Contra Costa 7-0. On Saturday, the Bear Cubs did play the alumni baseball team, and that game resulted in a 0-0 tie. This week, the boys have all road games. First, they'll travel to Oakland to take on Laney, and then we'll head to Reedley to take on Reedley in back-to-back games on Friday and Saturday. The softball team also has started out their season on fire. The team opened up their season in the Mission Tournament, where they beat Cabrillo 6-2 and Hartnell 9-4. The Bear Cubs then went on to beat Redwood 8-2, then shut out Mission College 8-0. Last Tuesday, the Bear Cubs shut out Yuba 2-0. On Thursday, the Bear Cubs would take on West Valley down in Saratoga, and they would lose the first game and the first game of the season 3-1, then play till a 1-1 tie in the second game of the doubleheader. The following day, the Bear Cubs came back home to face Chabot, and it would seem that the girls were a little upset about losing to West Valley, because the bats came alive and the pitching did their job, and they shut out Chabot 11-0. This week, the girls will take on San Francisco City College, and then on Friday, we'll play in a doubleheader in Mendocino against Mendocino and College of the Redwoods. Currently, the Bear Cubs hold a 6-1-1 record and are off to a very good start to the season. The reigning Big 8 Conference champion golf team got their season started last week down in Palo Alto in the first Big 8 Conference tournament. The Bear Cubs shot a .384 to finish second in the tournament. Then on Thursday, the Bear Cubs would face off against Napa, Sierra, American River, and Modesto. The Bear Cubs shot a .372 to win that match. Thursday, the Bear Cubs will take on Delta, Napa, and Modesto in Stockton, and then next Tuesday will be the second Big 8 Conference tournament. The reigning state champion men's swim and dive team opened up their season against Shasta, Merced, and College of the Sequoias. And the Bear Cubs would beat all three of those teams. They beat Shasta 84-30, Merced 72-40, and College of the Sequoias 70-38. The following day, the Bear Cubs hosted the NorCal Relays and took third place. Friday, the Bear Cubs compete in their first conference meet on the road in Rockland against Sierra. The women's swim and dive team also faced off against Merced, Shasta, and College of the Sequoias just like the men. They beat all three teams. They beat Shasta by a score of 93-12, crushed Merced by a score of 94-8, and then finally beat College of the Sequoias 89-20. And in the NorCal Relays, the women's swim and dive team took first place honors. That's a great way to start the season for the team. Just like the men's team, they'll open up their first conference meet against Sierra in Rockland on Friday. In football news, the Bear Cubs' outstanding defensive end, Mike Tua'ua, has committed to play for Texas Christian University, better known as TCU, who plays in the Big 12 Conference. The Oakleaf Sports Report would like to say congratulations to Mike and his family because this is truly a great accomplishment for the Tua'uas. And if you're interested, you can go to Twitter at #TCU Football, where TCU head coach Mike Bumpus talks about Mike Tua'ua and what he brings to the Horned Frogs. TCU currently ranks 21st at the ESPNU fan rankings. That's all for this episode of the Oakleaf Sports Report. I'm Sean Dougherty, and as always, you can only win the games in which you play, so be sure you're playing in the game. Thank you for watching, and go Bear Cubs!